just recently, Donald Trump admitted that he lost the election. Now, he has gone on for years saying, no, I didn't lose the election. In fact, he basically started an insurrection over it. He, for the most part, got Fox News to have to give up $787.5 million to go along with his lies about the election. So he was on an interview just recently with Lex Friedman, and he said that he just lost the election by a whisker. Let's take a look at this clip.
Debate coming up in a few days.
So I've done a lot of debating, only as a politician. I never debated. My first debate was the Rosie O'Donnell debate, right?
Does he sound like he's slurring words a little bit? And first of all, I can tell you how he's going to do in that debate against Kamala Harris. He's going to wish that he'd never shown up. In fact, I'm going to make a prediction right now that his performance in the debate on Tuesday of next week is going to have similar ramifications and effects of Joe Biden's performance in his debate. Now, will Donald Trump step down and step aside? No. There may be a few people calling for him to step aside. It will never happen, but I have a prediction that it's going to be really bad for Donald Trump. I'll admit if I'm wrong, we will be doing our show next week, but if I'm wrong, I'll admit it. But my prediction is it's going to be so bad that people are basically going to say this race and election is over. But back to the clip.
Famous Rosie O'Donnell debate, the answer. But I've done well with debates. I mean, I became president. Then the second time I got millions more votes than I got the first time. So I was told if I got 63 million, which is what I got the first time, you would win. You can't not win. And I got millions of more votes than that and lost by a whisker. And look what happened to the world with all of the wars and all of the problems.
I'm so curious as to why he said that he lost by a whisker. I mean, it seems to me like it's been programmed in his head, and not just his head, but all of his followers and sycophants' head, that he won the election and that he was cheated. In fact, and just to the simple nature of this dude who apparently somebody told him that if he gets 63 million votes, you can't lose. Well, that obviously was not true. He lost. But, you know, he always does that. He does this thing where he was told, and if it didn't happen, then it was because somebody cheated him or somebody screwed him over or whatever the case is. But, you know, that's Donald Trump, and that's what we've come to expect. However, what I did not expect was a response from right-wing racist Nick Fuentes. He heard the Lex Friedman interview. He heard Donald Trump say that he lost, and he was not happy about this admittance of him losing, and this was his response.
He says, oh, I lost by a whisker. So what was the point? Like, what's the point of any of it? You lost in 2020? Seriously? I mean, what are we even doing anymore? Then you're a loser. Then you're a loser. You just lost. Then you lost to Joe Biden. You deserve to be charged. If he admits that he lost, then that actually vindicates the DOJ charge against him. Because the charge is that he knew he lost, but he lied to defraud the people. That's the DOJ's charge. So why did we do Stop the Steal? Why did anyone go to January 6th? Why is anyone sitting in jail? Why did anything bad happen to anybody? Why did everyone get censored? Why is everything bad that has happened to the people that are involved, why did that need to happen if you're just going to walk it all back and say, oh, I lost? Well, it would have been good to know that before 1,600 people got charged. It would have been good to know that before I had all my money frozen, put on a no-fly list, banned from everything, lost all banking and payment processing. Would have been good to know that.
I never thought I would agree as much with somebody who is a racist scumbag like Nick Fuentes, but I've got to say, in just that small little rant, pretty much everything he said was correct. I mean, think about the people who are now rotting in prison based on the lie that Donald Trump had convinced them that he lost the election, it was stolen from him, and got people so angry about it and so jazzed up that they decided that they were going to work around whatever work schedule they may have had, whatever thing they had going on in their life. They were going to go up there with the intent of storming the Capitol and stopping the procedure to make Joe Biden the duly elected president. And now they're sitting in jail, and news is going to get to them that Donald Trump just admitted that he lost. Now, there's if it comes to anything and Donald Trump, this is brought up to him, he will spin this whole thing and he will pretend like he never said that, or he never meant it, or you're going to have a bunch of sycophants like always. Whenever he says something, they always have to cover for him. They always have to say, he didn't really mean that. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty interesting when you're losing Nick Fuentes, and he's also right in the fact that he basically just told Jack Smith, who just did he did some superseding charges on the DC case. Sorry, Jesus, what the hell is wrong with me? On the DC case. So it basically, what he did is he said, okay, everything the Supreme Court ruled, we're going to take that out. We're going to reshape this, and we're going to now go ahead and proceed with it this way. And he's right. I mean, because the whole premise of that case is Donald Trump saying the whole time, I lost it, and that he didn't know that he lost it. Now he's blatantly admitting that he lost the election. And I'm sure Jack Smith is watching that. I'm sure he's going to have a lot to say. And, this is Donald Trump. He always gets himself in trouble. I heard somebody put it perfect, I wish I can remember who said it, because they're absolutely right, is it almost seems like Donald Trump gets himself in more trouble in these easy interviews because he just feels like he could spew anything he wants to because he feels comfortable with the interviewer. So when he just is sitting there and he feels comfortable, he just says things that are just so off the wall and so crazy, and also really, indicts himself in a lot of these things. So, I'll be interested to see how that plays out as well.